Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Cursed, and this is a new horror film from writer-director Sean Ellis, and this film takes on the mythos of werewolves and kind of shakes things up a bit. There's a new design. It doesn't necessarily play out exactly how you would expect in terms of a werewolf film, and it adds a couple of interesting little twists, including some really creepy and eerie cursed teeth that kind of lead the way in spreading this curse. And unfortunately, the film does lean heavily into like these gypsy tropes of you have these groups of people and that's where it all comes from, and it's just like it feels kind of tired and leans heavily into that for its setup. But specifically that setup works really, really well cinematically because there's just this long, wide shot of the brutality that the leaders in this town are performing upon this group of people, and then what they wind up doing that really instigates the curse is horrific and gruesome. It's just like, dang, this movie's not pulling any punches. And it does lean heavily into that gruesome gore throughout the film because it doesn't shy away from what happens when a giant thing with claws rips into a human being, and you see that and you're just like, whoa. And it's some really well done practical effects as well, and the camera work in the film is really done well. This is a well-made film, and they build some great suspense throughout the film because it doesn't quite give away the look of these werewolves right away. It's building up that tension. It's building up the suspense throughout the film until we do get that reveal. I think if you're really into werewolves, it might be an odd choice based off of what you see. It is reminiscent of some werewolves I've seen, but it definitely feels like it's kind of influenced by all of the vampires and zombies and stuff like that have been dominating horror, supernatural horror, because you don't see a whole lot of werewolf films at this point. But this film also delivers upon a lot of the atmosphere. The fog rolls in, scares begin, it's creepy, it's eerie. Eerie is the perfect word because there's just this unnerving gray scale of just dread and somberness about this film. It does get a little too deliberate in the way that the film is playing out. This is almost a 2-hour film. It never really feels like it earns that. It definitely feels like it could have gone by a little bit quicker. It does oddly feel as I'm thinking about it, pick up a lot of narrative beats from Jaws, and you could feel some specific reveals kind of coming out of that playbook. Which, they're creature features. You're trying to capture this monster killing people. The characters lack depth. Not a whole lot of them have a lot of meat on the bones. And, Boyd Holbrook is charismatic. And he's pretty interesting as our, I believe John McBride, who's this man who comes in trying to hunt down whatever's killing these people. And, he has some emotional baggage. And then you have Reilly, who is a fantastic actress who plays the mother of a young boy who's missing at the center of this, and she adds a little bit emotional depth to especially the third act of the film and where the film goes. It does feel a little overlong, but this is a great atmospheric horror film that really hits a lot of those beats, and I honestly had a really great time watching this film, and I think it delivers enough on the beats that it needs to make this an effective horror film. It's not a great one, but there's a lot going for it, and Sean Ellis does a fine job. But those are my thoughts on The Cursed. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.